Alright, I was going to do a video here on the house and the repairs it needs. You can see the crack there in between the wall and the casing. It looks like they filled up with caulking, but it's a really poor job. Every seam where they did drywalls like this, but a lot of the walls are still plastered. You have things that I'm not going to fix, like that trapezoid. That's how far off this whole area is. It's not, a lot of places aren't square. But this is the front door. They hid the light switch behind the front door. Horrible idea. Down here is wood type paneling, but I'm going to skim coat it to get rid of that. And I like the wainscoting myself. But you got this little outlet here, I'm assuming is ventilation or plumbing, some sort from downstairs. You got this long hallway, and you got the wainscoting all along. This needs a lot of repair. The corners look like crap. Slightly off plumb. It's not square. Little holes like that. This is all plaster on this side, and it's actually pretty nice. It's pretty good over here until you get to that and a few spots down there. Again, with the wood panel that's going to be plastered over there. I skipped over Jason's room because it doesn't need much work, but it's the same size as my room. My room looks like shit because I just threw all my shit in here. I haven't moved in yet, really. This is where they patched in, God knows why or what, drywall. It's not square, or it's not flush, excuse me. Look at how off that is. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fix this wall. I'm gonna cover up those vents because now the vents are on the ground. I have an old window with old electrical outlet that needs to be pulled out. It's already been turned off for sure. You got really horrible work. I mean, here it looks like they stuck tape and did the best they could. I don't know if that's a concrete render, so it's gonna be a pain in the ass to see if I can't, if it is concrete, to fix regular plaster to it. I don't know if you can see it up here. It's the same deal around the whole window. It's just a real shoddy job. A couple nail holes poking through because this is obviously drywall. So I'm gonna skim coat that, give it a little buildup of plaster. And then look at like the tape. I don't know if you can see that. It's like somebody just stuck some tape up there and painted it. It's not even plastered over, the tape's folded, it's crazy. Behind the door, you have this whole thing where it's coming out, the wall is like 2 stages. It's 2 different angles. I don't know if you can see this or not. I got too close, okay, sorry. But yeah, look at that. Now, if I come out with plaster, it's actually going to be thicker than the casing, right? Right. And so I'm considering taking the casing off, bringing it out to the strapping, because they didn't do a good job with that either. Anyway, so look on the door casing. Look at how off it is. I mean, they didn't put any strapping or anything. They didn't square up anything. So there's a new, the new landlord just bought the place. And we got a deal on it because we're gonna do the work ourselves. The whole floor leans this way. I have a 4-foot level and it's pretty bad. I don't know if you can see it down here or not, but it's literally 1.25 inches at 4 feet. So at 4-foot span, you're 1 inch off of level. So that's pretty bad. My idea is to use some of this sheeting to raise up to level, and then like a self-leveling compound to fill everything in. Talking with the landlord about it still, because what he wants to do. Floor doesn't need to be level, but floor needs to be flat, or else when we put the hardwood down, it's gonna pop up. Here, you have continuation of this patchwork that's just off and unlevel, this whole wall. The wainscoting stops here, so you can tell that's where the wall used to stop. And I don't know why or what happened that they did this. Maybe put a hole in the land. Yep. So you come here, and our bathroom is outdoor shingles, like shingle siding for a house, on the inside and out. It's crazy. I've never seen this before in my life. I mean, it's really shitty. Tile floor, nice, you know. You got the same thing over here, and then this would be like a little, I don't know if I can get far enough back. Here, let me get over here. Shelves for your, you know, storage for the bathroom. Plastic blue backer board, regular shower with a glass enclosure, nothing big, fancy. I really like this though. And it's white and then a light blue. I want to paint these shingles this color to offset all the light in here. And I think it would look like it was a slate, you know, roof or something at that point. So, just an idea. We're not sure yet what we're going to do. Yeah, so here's the biggest, ugliest blemish on the wall. This is the opposite side of my room where the same thing happened. I'm assuming that used to be a living room maybe, and it was a pass-through. I don't know. But look at that. Like, I've never seen... It's ridiculous. And it's not even that, it's so off plumb. Let me show you real quick, let me grab this. It's so off plumb. The bottom half is relatively level and flat. Like, you know, once you get down here, because it's the old plaster wall, has been there forever, it's relatively, so if I'm to get to level, that's almost an inch already. We did it with a straight edge when the landlord was here, up there. You know, so it's like an inch or 3/4 of an inch off level, plus, you know, 3/4 of an inch indent. And that goes all the way up to the ceiling now. Like level is actually, when you get all the way up, gonna be like an inch or so off. So that thing needs to be fixed. The corner. I've never seen anything like this. I wish I can, I don't know if you can see it. It's like they threw mud with their hand in there and just kind of, I've never seen this kind of shit in my life. I'm gonna throw some new corner beads on there and build that up to a flat, straight edge. Same here, you know. This thing was never cornered, so anytime somebody brushes it, you know, you're ripping it off. So I'm gonna stick a little metal edging on there and redo that. A lot of little patches, just need sanding away because I'm not going to use mud, I'm going to use actual plaster. Ceiling, the hallway ceiling is pretty good, but this one you have this crack all the way down. I've climbed up and pushed on it. There's nowhere it's giving in that I could tell. This wall just needs a skim and a little filling. Cabinets are horrible. Like I said, don't mind the mess, we just moved in. Cabinets are horrible. They're made out of 2x4s. There's no space in them because the 2x4s take up all the space. So eventually I'm going to replace the cabinets. The landlord's agreed to figure out the cost of the material and what we're going to do with the rent as far as taking it off of. There's a big crack in here. This is an old building, so it's settling. It's nothing horrible or outrageous, but I mean, so I got to fix that kind of stuff. Because of this ledge that wasn't continued out, I don't know why, we have this gap behind, which looks horrible. I'm probably gonna frame that out and continue that, or replace that. Stuff like this, if you can see, I don't know if you can, that seam right there, then it's off angle, so that needs to be, you know, at least blended in so it's not obvious. Paint scrape, you know, replaster, sand down these edges. That looks like water damage to me because it looks like it must be particle board that's painted. So I'm going to see about fixing that too. Yeah, I want to redo the cabinets and bring them out to where the vent is, which is going to add a lot of cabinet space because we have none. That's why we have this, because we have no cabinet space. I'm possibly thinking about doing a fold-out table here. You know, like the fold-out beds, like these 7, it'll be a table, kitchen table. We have this fake fireplace, completely fake, nothing real about it at all, just for show. So I don't know what I'm going to do in there yet. In here, just a little minor plastering work, mostly on the ceiling and skimming the walls. The walls are pretty flat and good. Right here is the only problem where it's off axis. I don't know if you can see, but maybe you can see if I do it that way. Right through here is a different angle. It looks like, you know, almost a whole freaking 2-3 inches of a drop. Yeah, this wall, the only thing I need to do is put the stuff in to hide the cables behind the wall. It's plaster wall, so it's, you know, hard. And it's pretty good. It needs skimming. That's about it. And yeah, that's the house. I promised a video weeks ago, and I never got it up. So we're not settled in. We're a mess. You know, we're trying to go to the beach because it was a weekend, holiday weekend, and anyway, so there you go. A lot of work ahead of me. Update when it's done.